Welcome to the Chasing Poker Greatness YouTube channel. Today's video is episode 11 of the Strategy Combine series, where Coach Brad and myself break down hands from the notes that have the highest impact on your overall win rate. If you're interested in learning more about the Strategy Combine, make sure to stick around for the break. But first, here's this week's episode of Tactical Tuesday.
Welcome to today's episode of Tactical Tuesday. We're going to bring the energy in today's episode. No more lackadaisical, no more messing around. Let's dive right into the action, but with loads of energy. What do you think, John?
I'm ready.
You sound energetic. I can sense it.
I'm ready.
There you go.
Today's theme going to be two very similar looking hands, and we're going to ask the same question in both hands. And the question is going to be to stab or not stab the turn. So let's get started here. Pocket nines on the button, nine of hearts, nine of spades. We're playing 5-10, three-handed. $25 open from the wolf. Get 3-bet by the small blind. All the sizes look normal. Small blind appears to be a reg. Not a bad flop. 8-5-4, flopping over pair and backdoor hearts.
8-4-2. Come on. Close, John. Thought you were bringing the energy today. You can't even read the board.
I don't know where the 5 came from. Yeah. Expect to see the small blind. If he does c-bet here, probably c-bet on the larger size, half pot plus. Think it would be a little less likely to see the small blind. You use a small, like, range 1/3 size here. And
naturally, they use the small.
Tuesday, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Poker is chaos. So we face a third with our nines, and just don't really see much merit in raising, and don't see any merit in folding, so call. It's got to be the plan. Hero calls with the nines. Turn is the 5 of clubs, so deuce 4, 5, 8, 2 hearts, 2 clubs. Guessing the villain checks. Now it's on our dear friend, Mr. Hero.
So this is going to be the spot and the question in both hands, and the question, again, is should we take a opportunity to bet the turn here with our overpair now that it's checked to us, or is it better to check back? And these spots are always tough for me. There's really good arguments for betting, really good arguments for checking. What do you think about betting, taking a stab here, or letting the turn get checked through? Because they're, again, like I said, pretty good arguments for both.
Yeah, so I would stab here. I don't want to check behind. I think it could be pretty treacherous playing rivers when we check behind. Going to have low visibility on what to do on overcards. I think villain's going to have a lot of hands that have like 10 outs, so 20% equity. Ace queen, ace jack, ace 5, ace 4, ace deuce. So some pair plus wheel draws, as well as some overcard plus wheel draws. I think it's unlikely we get check behind. I think it's unlikely we get check raise all in when we do bet the turn. And so, just forcing villains to under-realize their equity, making it difficult for villains to bluff us, which I think they will be able to bluff us on occasion and force us to under-realize when we check behind. Just, to me, makes betting the turn the preferred path.
What size are you picking
I'm probably going half, actually.
Okay. Targeting those kings with a gut shot type hands.
Correct. Okay. I would not expect to get check raised here that often. Betting half, I'd be a little bit suspicious if I got check raised, honestly. So we'll see.
We'll give you a chance to be suspicious. Oh, Wolf does pick half, so.
All
right.
Immaculate hand. We bet half.
Have to be suspicious.
Face a check raise all in. What does villain think we have? Like, we're probably not doing some mergy stuff, so we're a little bit more polarized here. Man. I actually think I just fold the turn, to be honest.
that would be in line with what you said, is that you said that you wouldn't expect to get check raised very often on the turn, which kind of, I think from that I can extrapolate that you think that the check raise on the turn is likely to be underbluffed if you don't expect it to come at a particularly high frequency, and that would naturally lead you towards folding your bluff catchers. Pocket nines here now has become a bluff catcher after we get check jammed on. So I think that lines up with everything that you said leading up to, hey, I would stab the turn for half pot.
It just makes me sad. It sucked all my energy out having to fold.
Yeah, we were feeling great before we got check jammed on.
Yeah, I was feeling really good. Now I'm just sad.
Well, we'll see if the wolf can.
No immaculate hand today. The wolf called all in, and they lost the quads. So
good read on the turn there by you. Good following through with you.
Damn it, Wolf, if you would have just played well, we could have had the immaculate hand.
As promised in the intro, here's a closer look at the CPG Strategy Combine. The Strategy Combine is a database analysis tool that will allow you to analyze your game like a professional, identify where you're crushing and where your game needs work, compare yourself at every major node to the best players in the CPG Wolves CFP, see how you stack up versus the top players on our high-stakes team, create an improvement plan based on the specific nodes that most urgently need your attention. Focus your time and energy on the spots that matter the most. Go to chasingpokergreatness.com/CPG Strategy Combine to read testimonials from the beta group as well as register yourself for the next Combine. I hope to see you there. Now, back to Tactical Tuesday.
Let's go to the next one. Maybe this is the one. I'm getting my energy back after that sad check raise all in on the turn. But yeah, like just kind of going back again, like you said it correctly that I set it up to where I think villains are going to be underbluffing the turn, underbluff check raising the turn. And so because of that, I'm just folding to a check raise. I don't like it, but if that's the read, if that's the diagnosis of the situation, then I think you just have to fold facing check raise. And we have like 6-7. We have
not like you're getting run over. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry.
We have ace 3. We've got.
I was going to say exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, we have a bunch of sets. We have straights. We have 2 pair, even like 4-5 suited probably. So like we just have a lot of hands that can naturally call that are very strong here. That pocket nines is one of the worst hands that I think we bet half pot here on the turn with. Worst value hands. It's like bottom of our value range. Maybe like 10s or jacks. That's not worse. Those are better hands, 10s and jacks.
Same category.
Same category, but yeah, I think this is the worst hand that I bet for value on the turn, honestly. So probably okay folding the bottom of my betting range, even though...
Especially when you have hands to continue with. Yep.
Still makes me sad. The wolf was sadder, though.
And number 2, we're playing 10-20. We're on the button. King 9 of hearts, we open. Same setup as last time. Get 3-bet. Flop top pair and a backdoor flush draw on 9-6-4.
Wahoo!
Right this time, rainbow. We're going to face another C-bet again, and this time it's bigger than the last C-bet, so we face a half-pot C-bet this time. This is sort of what I would have expected in the last hand, too, so not surprised to see.
Well, we didn't talk about that, but I want to go back in time, all the way back. Like, we didn't talk about it, but you did expect to see, like, a bigger C-bet size here, and they specifically chose a third with top set, which makes me believe that, they went out of their way to use a small size here. And sometimes when villains do something that is contrary to your expectation, it can be indicative that, they have some incentive for you to continue here in some way. And when you have top set, you have a lot of incentive for villains to continue pretty wide.
Yeah. It's an exploit C-bet size.
Yeah, just wanted to go back there. All right. So we face half pot here, which is in line with expectation. We block top set, so good luck having top set, villain. Again, I don't think we can do anything other than call with top pair and backdoor flush draw. So as a reminder, we got King 9 of hearts on 9-6-4 rainbow. Turn is the 6 of hearts, so we turn a flush draw with our top pair. Not sure if I expect villain to bet or not. Probably not. They check. Now hero's at a natural decision point. In this case, this case is this hand is it's interesting because I think that villains overpairs do have incentive to check here, and getting check jammed on is pretty freaking disastrous when we bet. Checking behind appears to cap us, although not necessarily. I think we can still, we could play a pure check strat here, I think, and be okay, checking back like sets and boats. So I'll probably just check behind here on the turn. I think that villains are going to maintain a lot of overpairs, and when we do bet the turn, I do think we're going to get check raised at some frequency, because if we have a 6 against villains overpairs, they're probably dead no matter what. We get to put the money in, and they're just going to be calling down. So I want to realize my equity for sure, and only a surefire way to do that is checking behind.
We'll see if the wolf here agrees with you. Oh, and he does find the check behind. So we are,
one step
the
closer.
question that was pertinent to this episode as to whether or not to stab the turn. The wolf did nail Coach Brad's choice both times, so at least there's that. Also,
We're
this hand is
almost
actually
here. How could we screw this up?
We can't screw this one up, right? Nothing
No.
could happen, could it?
Oh, John, please. The river's a king.
I mean, what could happen? What could happen?
River's a king. We have top 2. Our opponent jammed. I will eat 100 vomit-flavored jelly beans if this wolf folds the river.
We could call and lose the aces. I guess that's still immaculate. Just not.
It's still immaculate. The suggestion is to call with top 2 pair here. There's not a world where you can't call.
Well, get the jelly beans ready.
No jelly beans. They call. Thank God. Whew. Don't scare me. And the villain rivered top pair, top kicker, ace king. So one of the, primary reasons here when villain jams 1.5x, you can't fold when you beat some value, like ace king or king queen or king jack or something like that. So yeah, just immaculate hand unlocked by the wolf. We did it. We checked behind, we called a bet, and we called another bet. Good for us.
It only took 22 episodes or so of the Strategy Combine series for us to get here, but we did it. Now we can finally wrap it up for good, now that we've nailed an immaculate hand.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see probably never an immaculate hand again. But you can follow along with us in our journey to discover immaculate hands. Well played. 4K pot goes our way. I got nothing else.
See you next week.
This is Tactical Tuesday on Chasing Poker Greatness with your hosts, Brad Wilson and Jon Chai. Coach Brad approved. Are you a lone wolf searching for the ultimate pack? The CPG Wolf program is a close-knit brotherhood hell-bent on one thing only: chasing poker greatness. Powered by bleeding-edge wolf strats and led by Coach Brad and his lieutenants, CPG Wolves are systematically prepared for almost any spot they'll encounter on the green felt. If you want to plug into an elite team and have a step-by-step game plan to realize your full poker potential, you can apply at cpgwolves.com. Space is limited, and the pack is only as strong as its weakest member. So only the hungriest, grittiest, and most driven will be accepted into the program. Applications are open at cpgwolves.com.